Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and tripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who got 'em, who rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. There we go.
Welcome to Bengals and Brews. I'm Del Upman, joined by Pork Chop, joined by BSG on a, can we call Monday lovely? I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
a mid-Monday.
For those wondering, you can't see me too well. My light got busted, so you'll have to deal with this. We'll call it with Shaded Greg.
I know. People tune in to see Greg.
Right. Now,
just stare at him.
We just lost all the viewers, man, when they found out your light wasn't working.
That sucks.
There they go. See, I told you. Look, there went another one. Did you see it?
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey, you got to get a light, man.
Yeah. I'm ordering one off Amazon right now as we speak.
Thank God.
You're right, Will.
A Prime member, and they'll get it to you in a couple minutes.
You know who was actually late was Greg. I looked up and there were zeros on the timer, and Greg was just now joining.
Yeah,
it's all his fault.
Hey, look, when he turned off his camera, he went back up, viewers. See that?
Yeah.
Does that mean anything?
I don't know. Could mean everything. Could mean nothing.
It went down one again.
Can't sit and watch that stuff, man. But Dustin here, first day of workouts, yeah. But he just doesn't seem to have the same juice as you. Man, I don't know if I ever get excited for these work. It's nice they're back, but it's still the season's a long way away. We haven't had the draft yet. You know, we're not to like training camp. I think training camp's when everybody gets, more excited. We're actually close to real football. Right now, I mean, they're just working out. They're doing very minimal stuff. There's not a lot to really talk about or to get excited about. I don't even have too much to say about it, really. It's just like, yeah, maybe.
Like Trent Brown said, Teddy was there in the hot tub. It's not like this is the first time they're coming together. He noticed that this team is down there at Paycor working out all the time. They might have had their first official get together today, but they've been going down there anyway. It's nothing new for them. And
like Zach said, they'll keep that internal if he's going to be at any of this voluntary. He's not. I mean, it's like Bates, right? He probably won't be there when training camp starts if he's still on the roster. And we're assuming he will be. All signs point toward he will be on the roster, but if something crazy happens.
I really do hope he's there for training camp just because I want him to realize it's silly. I'm going to play anyway, and this is our chance. Come on, man, to get a training camp under our belt, a normal training camp under our belt.
Hey, you know who else didn't report to voluntary workouts today for another team?
Midwest Best?
Some guy in Minnesota.
Oh.
Yeah, because he don't have an extension. He's
right. I know.
Oh, he got traded to Atlanta.
No, they're talking about Jefferson.
Oh, Jefferson.
Yeah. Because once again, still not buying into any of those rumors personally.
Man, thank God.
If there was more smoke out there, then I would get excited like some other people have. But there would be so many hurdles to clear, and both teams have to be willing to make a trade.
Right.
Plus, you're talking draft capital, you're talking extension money for two different players. It's just a lot. So I didn't really buy into it. Maybe there was conversations, maybe there wasn't. We don't know any of that. We're not insiders.
Yeah.
But I do think it's very, very unlikely.
Yeah,
I would say. And then once the draft gets here, we're a week and a few days, round one. Once round one happens, then you might as well just forget about it. Once we make our pick at 18, I can't see it.
Well, no. Before we get to receivers, I think we should bring this up. Devontae Smith, we saw the contract he got. I think that gives you a feel. Is T. Higgins deserve more than what Devontae Smith is getting?
I don't know that it's 3 years, $75 million. We have floated that number out for 2 or 3 years. It feels like
and
that's the number 2.
It's $51 million guaranteed because
that's the big number, Greg. That's the number that my guess is the Bengals and T-Side would probably live with 3 years and $75 million potentially for Higgins, especially when you saw Michael Pittman get a similar type deal, Devontae Smith get a similar type deal. The same guys, and Smith's the number 2. Pittman went 1 pick behind Higgins in the draft. It just all points toward, okay, 3 years, $75 million, maybe that would work. But you're talking the $50+ million guaranteed. Bengals probably weren't offering that.
No.
And that's probably where the negotiations just are nowhere close.
Well,
go ahead, Chuck.
I was just going to say maybe it was never in their plan. You know what I mean? Unless they could get T on the cheap, like 21, maybe 20 or something like that. Maybe the plan was to play him on the franchise tag this year and possibly next year and make our Super Bowl run and draft his replacement, just like we did for Jesse Bates with Dax Hill. I'm saying, man, depends on how the board falls. We'll see what's going on there. We're going to talk about – that's what we're talking about today is wide receivers. So you might as well bring up the possibility of replacing T.
I will say this. Like I said to myself, Greg, look at the receiver before you read notes and everything. And every time I said, oh, this guy looks like this, I'm like, I do. I'm telling you, man, me and Dale are thinking the same thing. I might get into the whole evaluating players or something.
There you go, Greg.
You should. Watch some tape, Greg.
No, I have Dale. I kept texting Dale. I was doing my homework so I can't get in trouble.
The Big Savage Draft Guide.
Yeah, the Savage Guide.
The Big Savage Draft Guide. Instead of the Beast, you just call it the Savage.
Exactly.
The Savage.
The
Over
Beast
300 players.
No, I'll collaborate with you. We'll call it Diesel Savage mode.
Diesel Savage mode.
DSD.
But,
sounds like a drug, but yeah.
Some people like drugs, Greg.
DSD. We on DSD.
Hey, Crip just got here. What's wrong with your nips?
You were off camera. His lights broke. He's struggling. He don't know how to live without his ring light. He's gotten so used to it.
No. So I think I stepped on something. So here I'll show everybody his evidence. My light thing I couldn't plug in. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Oh, here it is. And it's like all dingly and stuff.
Oh, it's dingly. You need to get a screwdriver in there, Greg, and open it back up. And stick it in.
Well, no, too late for that because I've just ordered a new one, and this one's an adjustable one where I can adjust it all around.
Fucking bougie ass Madeira motherfucker.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's like you could twirl. It's like a twirling penis or something.
Mine doesn't move around; it just sticks there in the corner.
All right.
I agree, Chris. These players and agents wants the 3 years, but we know how the Bengals operate. Like, you're going to see your money, man. Like, they're not going to screw you over. But I mean, I guess it's just injury. It's injury insurance is my guess. They have like a career ender. They're guaranteed to get a certain amount of money. I mean, that would be my assumption for why they would want it. Dustin with a generous super chat here.
Thanks, Dustin.
Thank you, sir.
He said it feels like the front office talks out of both sides of their mouth with T. One hand, they want to re-sign him. One hand, they break off talks.
Hey,
it's
32 teams are talking out of both sides of their mouth right now. You can ask Greg. I tell him all the time, smoke and mirrors. I don't care. Like Indianapolis says, hey, guess what? We're jumping up. We're doing whatever we can to get Brock Bowers. Okay, maybe. I don't believe that shit. It's smoke and mirrors.
And I want to bring this up. The Jets uniforms, maybe I'm just very naive. It didn't look like they changed much. They're cool, but it's like
they changed their uniform today.
I didn't see it either.
I saw it, but it's just like
green now.
Yeah, like you'd have to look it up. Just like go to their Twitter site. It's like it's cool, but it's like I don't know. I don't.
It's basically the same.
Yeah, in my opinion, it is. Some may think different, but in my opinion, I'm like, okay. It's like the Browns one year. Remember they changed their uniforms? It was like they barely changed the brown. They like faded it a little bit.
Hunter says they look better. They cleaned them up a little bit. They look a little better. I haven't looked at them. I'll check it out at some point.
Right.
As we get into wide receivers, I'm not going to spend too much time on the top 3. I think they all go to the top 10.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, Rome Odunze. I think they're all really good players.
Yeah.
I hope, if they all 3 go high, drop more players down. We need a bunch of quarterbacks to go. Drop more talent down to us at 18. But I think those 3 should easily go in the top 10. I think Odunze to the Bears at 9 would be the latest that the third one would go. But I think, Marv, Neighbors, you can have the conversation which one's better. They're kind of different players. but they're both awesome. Rome's awesome too. Great work ethic with him. I don't want to spend too much time on those three.
I did watch Marvin Harrison on tape.
I didn't waste.
I didn't watch too much of him. I watched some last night. The dude is slick, man. He's slick.
No.
I watched that. A lot of the highlights were from the Indiana State game, and boy, he was slicking that motherfucker. It reminded me of Jamar Chase when they played Kansas City. How all those defenders were there, and Jamar Chase just kind of weaved right through them. I saw, Marvin Harrison do a play like that. It reminded me a lot of him. And then, so right after that, I thought, man, that guy's good. Let me go watch Malik Neighbors. Also good. Would not be pissed off with either one of those. I think Malik Neighbors is a little bit more physical.
I agree. That is definitely the knock on Harrison. He's got a lighter frame. He's like 205 at best, if he even plays at that. And I just think, physical press corners could maybe give him a little bit of trouble, but he's really smooth, good footwork, all that, really good hands. But he also, he doesn't. I really wish he would have tested. I know it's like I don't put too much stock. You're a top 10 player. You're a top 10 player on tape. But still, it would have been nice to see exactly what kind of athlete he was, because I think he's a better athlete sometimes than he gets credit for.
And if Neighbors goes first, he's going to wish he tested. But hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, just so you know, I didn't read on any of the LSU guys just because I knew they were not. Well, Brian Thomas probably.
We're going to start right out with Brian Thomas Jr. It will be the first one we'll talk about. Just in the event, I did a Twitter mock draft. I made a trade where I traded Higgins. So at 18, Thomas Jr. was on the board, and not having T, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and lock up Brian Thomas Jr., have another pick here at 28, and I took Mims with that one. But so Thomas Jr., speedster, right? He's going to be a downfield threat, and I think he's a little better in the short game than what he gets credit for. Like, I've seen there's a lot of potential there. Raz, 9.82. He doesn't even turn 22 years old until October. A lot of these receivers are young. He's another one. I like, 6'3", 209, so he's got the long frame. Just a lot to like with Brian Thomas, but I'm not even sure he's there at 18. But as long as Higgins is on this roster, I don't think the Bengals are probably going to take Thomas, but you can't rule him out.
No.
Well, even if they're going to keep T, can you imagine we have Brian Thomas. We don't have Tyler Boyd anymore, so we got room for another receiver, so a starting receiver. So you got Brian Thomas in there, and let's just say Brian Thomas does real damn good, and we're making a run for the playoffs, and all of a sudden there's one piece that we need. We have a trading piece right there. We can trade some players that might have been rumored to be traded later in the season before the trade deadline to help us out too, just like LA did when they beat us in the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah, and we can't rule it out because the Bengals tend to love receivers, right? Receivers, corners, those are positions they take a lot in early rounds. So I don't think we can rule out Brian Thomas, but I'd be surprised. And maybe he goes to Jaguars at 17.
Yeah,
but there's a chance he's there at 18 for sure, that he could still be on the board from a lot of just the mocks that I've done, and when I do full round mocks and mocks with other teams. He's there a lot of times at 18.
I'd say he's there probably about 30% of the time, 25 to 30% of the time he's there when I do a mock. But so's Brock Bowers. And Verse was there yesterday. Joe Alt sometimes is there. I did one yesterday. Joe Alt was like third tackle taken. What the fuck is that?
No, Darth. Darth, I agree. We need to have wide receiver depth, man. Chop. He has a right to his opinion. I've learned to accept other people's opinions at times. Even
he doesn't have to like it, but
doesn't mean I have to like it or anything. But no. I look. I like Yoshi. I like Charlie Jones, but we need receiver depth. Point blank. We need. But my question to you, Dale, is I want to bring up: are we looking for more of a slot or an outside guy? Yeah.
Outside if we're keeping T, I still think that right now with Boyd not coming back, and I know Gesicki can play in there,
right?
And Charlie Jones, I don't think you can completely rely on him. I think slot receiver is more likely, but I think either one.
Well, I read somewhere. I remember TJ Houshmandzadeh, they interviewed him one time. He's like, look, if you can play the slot, he said you can play outside. And Jefferson coming out, this is coincidence. Jefferson coming out of LSU was a slot receiver, I remember. And look at him, man. He's playing outside all the time, man. That does if you're that gifted, if you're that athletically good, you can play outside.
Now, there's some guys that project more to slot-only role, like your Roman Wilsons that we'll talk about.
Well, yeah, no, Ron Wilson.
Size-wise, Malachi Corley, I think, is more slot
well,
specific.
I have an interesting comparison to Wilson when we get to him. But yeah, no, I'm ready to go, buddy.
Want to at least say hi to Derek. He must have road noise when he popped in, so he's been muted. So, Derek, if you're with us, we love you, buddy.
It's warm. He's probably got the windows down.
Loud noises. It is. It's like 80, 85 here.
Yeah, it was hot
I
as
know.
shit when I first got into my car, so I was like, had the AC on full blast, and I was like, yeah, that makes for great radio right there. So I just decided to do the smart thing and keep myself muted. That's probably smart for me to do that anyway, but
yeah, all good, brother. You want to chime in? You want to stay muted?
Yep.
That's fine. Whatever you want to do. Just wanted to hear your lovely voice.
Yes,
it is lovely.
It's golden.
Yeah, and that's the next guy on my list. Hunter
Right.
brings up here. So Mitchell, Adonai Mitchell from Texas, 6'2", 205. Good contested catchability, good ball tracking skills. Impressive. He's an impressive route runner for a guy that size. He's one of the better route runners, honestly, in this class. I'm not saying he's the best, but he's a pretty damn good route runner for an outside guy with that kind of size. Another guy doesn't turn 22 until October. His RAS score was 9.99. It's damn near perfect. Now, he also has a little bit of a thin frame, kind of like we talked about with Marv. Difficulty beating press man could be a problem. Ankle injury in 2022 limited him to only 9 catches. He was originally at Georgia, so he's made big plays at Georgia and Texas. He's had an impact at both schools. That's always nice to see, a guy do that. And he's not a very good blocker. It's not he's just not a good blocker right now. So, I mean, that's a knock, but I think he's a first-round wide receiver. I could see a team like Buffalo at 28 being very happy if they were able to get this guy, or the Chiefs at 32. One of those teams like that would probably love to get their hands on A.D. Mitchell.
You know what I'd like to get my hands on right now?
What's that, Greg?
Midwest Barbecue and 50 West beer.
You have your hands on
sponsors of the show.
a little bit.
I thought you were going to say a ring light for a minute.
Hey, I had to wait for the perfect time.
Hey,
Nope,
the next guy that you got listed, Dale, I think he's got a possibility even jumping up a little bit just because of his speed. Is Xavier Worthy, right? Isn't he the fast guy?
Yeah, he broke the combine record, broke John Ross's record. Undersized, obviously, 5'11", 165. I wonder if he plays a little higher than that. He really wanted to break that record, so that's why he came in at 165. But, man, that's thin, and that doesn't work out a lot. But he, once again, another good route runner, excellent speed. A lot to like with him, and I think you can play him in the slot, but you can obviously use him on the outside on go routes all day long as well.
Well, it's like Andrew Hawkins, right? And he was a little feller.
Yeah, but Andrew Hawkins was kind of stocky.
Yeah.
I mean, Malik Washington, who?
Go ahead, Derek.
Devontae Smith or for the Eagles, is it Devontae?
Yeah, he might have been 170. He might have been 160. He was thin too, yeah. And I mean, he just got that extension we were talking about earlier on here.
Yep.
But he's a 3-year starter. He's just now turning 21. So he's one of the younger players in this class also for Worthy. Yeah, the Chiefs. Yeah. I could see the Chiefs being they need a wide receiver that runs fast, not drives fast.
Not drives fast, right.
I mean,
they're buying bicycles for all their players now. You can ride a bike to work.
Yeah.
Free Ubers.
Yeah, they're going to take a page out of Juju Smith-Schuster, or well, we can't talk about that either.
Yeah.
Man, I'm surprised that the Chiefs haven't made a run at Tyler Boyd more. They need a receiver. Tyler Boyd's a good fit. Plus, it's one of their big rivalries in the AFC is the Bengals. People like getting players from the other teams. Tyler Boyd definitely knows our offense a little bit.
I'm not really sure Tyler Boyd would be a good fit for them, though, because Tyler Boyd, at this point in his career, he is a slot-only guy.
Right.
And if I looked it up, I think Travis Kelce plays the majority of his snaps in the slot.
Yeah, and I mean they brought in Marquise Brown, and we don't know what's going to happen with the Rashee Rice. They're probably, and maybe they're interested in Boyd if it doesn't work out for a wide receiver in the draft for the Chiefs.
It's the Chiefs. Rashee Rice will probably get a medal from Roger Goodell right around his fucking neck, saying "Congratulations for running."
That's like Andy Reid's son, right? Got off from similar type stuff just because well, he's Andy Reid's son, and we won no Super Bowl.
Yeah,
but here's another one. Rice does run fast. Look how fast he ran away from the accident. From Chris Crowley.
Yeah, maybe he was getting prepared for the Olympics coming up.
Could be. Maybe he's headed over there to Paris, where Jimmy lives.
But there's also some ball security concerns with Worthy, and the size obviously is a concern. Had some drops, but it's playing through a broken hand, so that's always kind of interesting. But I do think he could easily be either an end of the first round guy or top of the second. Now the next guy on my list, I don't know if this is all.
I don't like Worthy either because the John Ross experiment burnt me.
This is where I started doing my studying of guys that could be available for us. So this is when we'll start talking.
Go ahead. Who is it?
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if I've given you guys an updated board since because I haven't sent one out in a couple.
Oh, do we have some movement?
Well, it's a guy who I had around this range in the beginning of the process. I just can't quit him. The 1 year production concerns me. But Xavier Legette from South Carolina.
Oh, dude. That dude is a fucking man.
Damn. He's number 2 on my list, man. That guy's like a running back after what the hell, man?
I always had him as a second round guy, but I've moved him up to like a little higher. Like he jumped like Keon Coleman again, Troy Franklin for me, and Ladd McConkey, where he was below those 3. I just had to bump him up. I just love him too much because I went back and watched all these guys yet again.
Above Coleman?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
man, that dude is a beast, though.
But Dale, he's like a running back, man. When I see him after the catch, the thing that caught me was his vision, man. You throw him a short pass, he turns a played safe pass into a touchdown. I mean, that's what I'm trying to look for. That guy you just throw a little short pass to, and then he creates his own play himself pretty much. I was a huge fan of his tape.
He's got some speed, too, doesn't he, on the field?
Oh, yeah. He plays like a running back.
9.88 RAS, 6'1", 221. And this is what I said when I told you guys this like 2 months ago or 3. I said he reminds me of Cordero Patterson.
Yes.
So where he's a receiver coming out, but he almost plays a little bit like a running back. He also returns punts. So there's just a lot there with the frame, the athletic ability, his run after catch ability. But I think he's a better receiver than Patterson, if I'm being honest. That's why I think Patterson moved to more of a running back role. You know, he had more drops, things like that, more concerns as far as that. I think Legette has better hands, and he's a way better contested catch player.
What about blocking?
I don't have anything either way on blocking, so I'm sure he's mediocre. He's got the frame, and the size and bulk for it.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know if he did it a whole lot there at South Carolina this past season, but I don't remember I didn't put anything in my notes either way.
Yeah. Well, I know Tom, he didn't say it, he didn't mention anything, but I know Tom, he's probably one that's a big thing for him too. So Tom, if you're watching this, we'll find you a good blocking receiver.
But I'm a big fan of Xavier Legette. And now the production is what's concerning, right? He was at South Carolina for 5 years, and he never had much production until this past season.
Right.
But his highest literally was last year, 167 yards. Like, how do you only have 167 yards?
Wow. It is weird, right?
With as talented as he is, and then he blows up and has almost 1,300 receiving yards this season.
That's a mystery.
His 4 previous years don't equal his last year.
No,
you combine all 4 previous years, and they don't they don't even come close to last year.
Yeah,
that's concerning, and that's why I had a tough time kind of. But then when I watch him again, because when I watch just film without any background on these guys first, I'm like, I love this guy. I love this guy so much. And I know Santori felt very similar. He watched him, and we were just like, oh man, we both love this guy.
Oh, dude, same here.
Yeah,
yeah, he looks like.
But then the production, he's obviously a little older, being a 5th-year senior. Yeah. All these things. That you're like, I think that's why he's not a first-round pick, though. I think talent-wise, if you watch the tape from this season, you go, first-round pick.
Hey, Chuck, what were you and I saying about Ray Davis? What were you and I saying about Ray Davis?
Yeah. Well, that's a different position, though. Running back.
Right, I know. I'm just saying, though.
Only like a short lifespan in the NFL, so you get an older player, you use them for – this is Super Bowl now mode.
Yeah,
get
well,
the players
exactly.
I'm not even – it's his production, though. Like, Ray Davis was productive at his other schools that he came from, you know.
That's true. No, that's a good point. But, yeah, like
this kid had not been productive, and he's a fifth-year senior. Like, it's like, what the hell was going on? That is the biggest, like, concern to me. And Senior Bowl week was hit and miss for him. So it's like he had some good moments and he had some not so great moments and some drops and things that was like, oh, man, you didn't really see that on tape. So, I mean, I still love the prospect. I love his tape.
Yeah.
I
like the
gamble
return
on-
ability, too.
Can I play devil's advocate here and tell you why I don't want him?
No, Derek, we all like this guy. Fuck you.
Yeah, really.
Okay. I don't want him because if we drafted him, I feel like that just means more wide receiver screens and end arounds, and I do not want to see those.
I get what
That's
you're
fair.
saying there.
No,
Yeah,
he's a very good contested catch player. I mean, you're talking a guy you can put on a slant and then he takes it to the house with his speed and athletic ability. So that's. But could the Bengals end up doing some of that? Maybe. But
what about this, Dale?
No.
Will says he didn't have a good quarterback until this.
it's not
last
true.
week.
He had the same quarterback last year with Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler was South Carolina's quarterback and a captain of South Carolina for 2 years.
No, Derek, you do make a good point because if there's one thing I got sick and tired of seeing of with screen passes, they just weren't working for us. No, you do make a good point on that. I will say that.
Also, I think Derek would like this guy because there was an interview with him, and he literally sounds like he grew up with Derek.
Yeah, he's like
he grew up with a packet or whatever you call it, Derek, of Red Man.
Yeah,
chew.
He drives a 1989 four-wheel drive.
Red Man.
Pouch. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Beech nut. He has a pouch of beech nut in his pocket while he's driving around in his 1989 Ford F100, shooting animals as he drives. Derek would love this guy, and he's on the way to his still to make a little shine.
You know what that sounds like to me?
Derek.
Now Derek's going to come back around on this guy. He's going to listen to an interview of him, and he's going to find out more about him.
He'll be a special guest speaker at Derek's next redneck banquet that he hosts.
Redneck banquet. That's what it's called. It's
redneck. Come on now.
It's not the white whatever deer
County
thing.
Outdoorsman banquet. All right.
County's
right. The outdoorsman. Yeah, not redneck.
Banquet.
Not redneck. Outdoors.
That's the name for it, Derek.
Yeah.
Come to our redneck banquet.
Yeah.
Come to the redneck banquet.
All right, next guy on my list. I think he is a slot specific, or majority of the reps are going to be in the slot. Ladd McConkey from Georgia.
Ladd.
6 foot, 186, so not super big, but it just gets open, man. He's very smooth as a route runner.
He is so shifty, man. I tell you,
athletic. This guy.
He will just juke guys out left and right. I mean, that guy just fights for every single yard. I mean, definitely caught I think Paul Dana was very high on him. He was looking at the perfect receiver for the Bengals. I think he was on that list. But no, Ladd, I would not complain about it at all. I think he's number 3 on my. I gotta look at my list. Damn it.
Greg has 5 people on his list and he can't fucking keep track of it.
He's number 3. Fuck you, Dan.
Yeah.
Fucking 5 people. But yeah, he knows how to get open for his quarterback.
Yeah.
Damn good player. I think he'd be a good slot receiver. I think he's going to fall into that range, though, to where you don't want to take him at 18, and he's probably not going to be there at 49. I think he's going to go, he could go into the first, early second. I can't see him getting to 49.
Yeah.
Don't worry, stranger. We're getting to this guy. We're not going to talk about him now. We're going in order, but I fucking love this guy, too.
You like Johnny Wilson?
God, come on, man. Who doesn't? I mean, I don't want to talk about him too much.
He's so much more athletic than Auden Tate.
Okay, I'm just teasing. No. He caught my attention. I looked at him, but yeah, we'll see.
Like when the process started, I'm like, man, this guy needs to move to tight end. He's just so big. It's so hard to have. You just don't see it anymore. You don't see these receivers that are 6'6".
No, you do
They're
not.
tight ends.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
He tested like an absolute freak. So Johnny Wilson
looks like a high school kid
playing
with the elementary kids.
He's got good feet. I mean, I like him. There's just something that I'm like, I worry about, and he has a lot of drops. It's like, come on, man. You got big hands. You're huge. Why do you just drop the ball so much? So I don't know. I don't love Johnny Wilson, but I can understand why people would.
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, he's a freak, man, being 6'6" in 230s and ran a 4.5 like Stranger mentioned. So it's crazy. Oh yeah, Fallout, great show, by the way, Crimp. I agree. On Prime.
I started watching it last night when all y'all were talking about it.
Yeah, pretty good stuff.
It's on Prime. Maybe I'll watch some of it tonight.
I'm through about 2 episodes now.
Now, it's based off video game series, but I didn't play any of the games.
Yeah.
Didn't care.
Hey,
didn't matter
I didn't play that The Rest of Us either, and that show kicked ass.
Yeah, Last of Us.
Yeah, The Last of Us,
See, no, I didn't play Halo, so maybe that's why I have a different opinion on it. Because I've really enjoyed the series on it, and I know a lot of people hate it.
Well, I think this past season of Halo was a lot better than the first season. They changed showrunners, and I thought they did much better.
Yeah.
But yeah, good stuff. Anyway, back to receivers. That was your that was your movie moment.
Right.
That was
you never know when
50 West and Midwest Best Barbecue.
I don't know if I love
brought to you by Adderall.
Yeah. Dustin, I love Wilson, but I'm not sure if he's the best fit for depending on the round.
Should we just move to Wilson right now, or
no? Let's go to his teammate. Let's go. I got Keon Coleman next, his teammate. So another big body guy from Florida State, 6'3", 213. Also doesn't create a lot of separation, and he ran like a 4.61 at the combine. So a lot slower than the guy who is 3 inches taller and 25 pounds heavier. But his play speed is much better, and you saw that. They had a new thing during the combine tracking their on-field speed, going through the drills, catching the ball. And he was the fastest of all the receivers doing that. So he makes some crazy-ass catches. Like, go look at his highlight reel, and you're like, this guy's the best receiver ever. But you watch him, and he doesn't always create separation. His production is so inconsistent.
I know
he had 658 yards. Like, to be that as good as he is, as talented as he is, 658 yards this year.
Didn't you have him like third going into the?
Dale, I'll be honest with you, Dale.
Probably fourth. He was probably fourth. Yeah. Like before the season started, he was probably the fourth receiver behind the top 3, or he was in the conversation for 3 with Rome for sure.
I remember when we were talking, you would say something about Keon Coleman at the beginning of the offseason.
I didn't read about him too much because Keon Coleman, he doesn't have the explosiveness I feel like the Bengals are trying to look for. I'm not going to be mad if we get. I just don't know if that is that what we're looking for though. Or
but T ran in the 4.5s.
That is true.
And if they're wanting a T replacement, this guy might fit the bill. I think that's the exciting thing with Keon Coleman. He's phenomenal contested catches, go up and get the ball, great size. A lot of things, same things we say about T, and his on-field speed is way better than his 40-yard dash time. So I don't hate Keon Coleman. I think he's a solid second rounder, but if he goes in the late first, which, could happen, I've seen that in some mocks, I think that would be just a bit of a reach. If he's there at 49, do I think he's worth that pick? Probably, yeah. All the second-round receivers I have him pretty high in the second round. So I still like Keon Coleman, but there are some concerns with creating separation. And just the overall production wasn't as good as I thought it would be.
Fair enough.
You guys move on to the next guy. I know James Rapine loves this guy, Troy Franklin. I liked him the first time through, and then when I watched again, all the concerns are there for me now. What? He's 6'2", 176. So we talk about guys that are thin.
Yeah.
176 for a guy that's 6'2". And he was the complete opposite of Keon Coleman. When he went through the drills at the combine catching the ball, he did not look smooth at all. But he is fast. His RAS is a 9. He's got great speed. He gets open. He's a good deep threat. He's one of the better deep threats in the class. But there's something about this guy I don't love. He had issues with drops, and he's a little bit smaller.
Dale, be honest with you, I wasn't that impressed because when I looked at the tape, it seemed like every time he's making a catch, he had a guy right on him. I didn't see the separation. Now, this is just me probably being a moron or something. I don't know. I just didn't really see. I just really didn't see it with him.
I thought he got good separation a lot, but there's just I don't know, man. I think he's going to get jammed at the line a lot. His getting in and out of his breaks just don't look clean. He doesn't look like he's a finished product ready to put out there year one. He needs work. Now, I think he's got a shitload of talent. He put up huge numbers at Oregon because they love to pass the ball. The ball in their playmakers' hands.
Keep in mind, we hired that coach out of Oregon as our pass game coordinator, so he knows him really well too. There, also
that's true. Yeah, and he did just turn 21, so another guy that's super young, going to be 21. His entire rookie season. So I think there's a lot with Troy Franklin. That's why he's still a second-round guy. But I don't know how comfortable I'd feel putting him out there very much. Now, you could obviously put him out there as a deep threat because he's damn good at it. He's got great speed and good good ball tracking skills. So I think he would do good with that. You guys got anything on him?
Yeah.
I didn't really watch a lot of Troy Franklin. My bad. I missed on that one.
Or the school, Troy.
Huh?
I said, or the school, Troy. You didn't watch a lot of them either.
Oh, yeah.
Happy Monday.
What's going on here? Rice being sued for everything.
Yeah, he's being sued from the accident, I believe.
I think he'll be okay.
Oh, Rasheed. I was like, wait, Jerry Rice? Jerry Rice's son? Because I have Jerry Rice in my head because his son's going to be on this list.
Oh, I know. I looked at him too.
I like him just because I want his dad wearing fucking our uniform.
Hold up.
There, go.
Oh, I was just going to say, I instantly thought of the school Rice. So none of us was thinking.
I got one from there I like too. We're getting all tangential. Let's just keep going in order.
Greg was thinking about the food.
I know.
I was going to say, I had rice from Condado a couple days ago. That was pretty good.
Greg's fucking ordering Chipotle right now. He's like, Rice, son of a bitch, I got to get a bowl on the way.
Exactly. No, I knew what he was talking about because I saw it.
Every one of us today are like, squirrel.
Hey, it's Monday. Give us a break.
That's what I said. We got to quit going off on tangents and keep our order going.
You know what it is? I happened to look down, and I saw that sun's out, guns out. Dale's got the sleeves cut off. He's ready to rock and roll again.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's hot.
See, he's got me all hot and bothered.
Yeah, I tend to do that to men.
You're driving with a boner?
Devontae Smith, only 170 pounds. Yeah, super thin. He's been an exception.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took a shit today that was 170 pounds before I went to bed.
I think Devontae Smith is an exception to the rule because if I remember correctly, before him, like everybody was talking about him not being able to hold up to the rigors of the NFL because of his slight frame. So I don't know if we go back to receivers getting injured that are that size or smaller, or if it's just the receivers coming out now are that framed and they can just handle it better. I don't know which way to lean towards it.
Well, and if I'm Troy Franklin, I'm bringing up the Devontae Smith comparison nonstop.
Yeah.
Every
because
interview.
He's 176. So it's like for him especially because he's a little taller and lighter. When you're taller and that size, it's like Xavier Worley's a little shorter, as well. So it's a little different frame. Those tall, thin guys like that. But that would be the comparison that he would hope to be.
Yeah. Is it so much to ask for a 6'4", 220-pound, shifty, fast receiver with soft hands in the fourth round?
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, every team scouts.
Yeah.
What are we talking about now?
Just in general. But coming up next, Roman Wilson, so slot guy, 5'10", 185. Another guy that knows how to get open. Didn't have tons of production at Michigan because Michigan likes to run the ball. But he was one of their go-to targets. Big playability, 16.4 yards per catch this past season. So he played on the outside some at Michigan, obviously, but in the NFL, I think he's pretty much going to be a slot receiver at that size.
I'll say this: he reminds me of Tyler Boyd. He's a good security blanket, good with the contested catch. Do you think he's more athletic than Tyler Boyd, Dale?
Yeah, because I think he ran like a 4.39. I know you can't just say, well, 40-yard, but yeah, I think overall athleticism. His RAS was 8.56, so it wasn't elite, but it was. No,
he would be a good slot replacement for Tyler Boyd. I would not complain. He didn't wow me too much or anything, but he got open, went up against big competition. You can't knock him for that.
Yeah, he had a great Senior Bowl week too, so he's had a good process.
I'm out on him.
I'm not sure I want a slot replacement. I want a guy that can go inside and outside. That way we can use Jamar's versatility.
You want a guy that'll give you the
everybody
old
keeps
in
talking
and
about
out.
the Tyler Boyd replacement. Yeah.
Derek wants a guy. Derek wants a guy that'll go both ways.
Yeah, he wants a guy that'll go both ways.
Yeah,
that'll give him some of the old in and out.
We got missing. Derek's all picky. He's disagreeing with everything with me. What I'm saying, it's cool, Derek.
I'm just out on this guy because I know a guy named Roman, and fuck that.
Derek,
guy.
I'm messing. You're cool, buddy.
No, yeah. I just want them to use more 12 personnel. I want to see when they are three wide receivers sets, I would like to see more of Jamar on the inside because I just love his explosiveness and versatility.
You're right.
I just feel like we could just really, really improve our offense if we did that a lot more.
Well, I'll tell you, if we are going to go with a more slot-specific guy, the guy that I like a lot for that role, besides Roman Wilson, and a lot of these guys I would love to get in the third, and I don't know if they last till pick 80, but Roman kind of falls under that. I don't think I'd love Roman Wilson at 49. I would understand it. I get it, but I don't think I'd love it.
Right.
No, I wouldn't.
Same thing with this next guy, Malachi Corley from Western Kentucky.
Oh, that's my number one, Dale. I would be okay with that.
Let me ask
you.
So
he's 5'11", 215. He's a fucking tank on the football field. We talk about built like a running back. He's built like a running back.
Oh, my God.
And he's going to go. Now, Derek's probably not going to like him because Derek said he don't want to see the screen passes and this and that.
But he just won't the deep. Yeah. He can do both.
Yeah. Go ahead, Greg. I know you're excited about him.
I'm excited. This guy was good on the deep ball. I mean, this guy fights for every yard when he's trying to be tackled. Great acceleration, contested catch just very well. He had great vision, and he does well with the deep ball. I mean, I know Houday Joe's big on him too. So I mean, what's not to like about this guy? This guy, I heard he's more of a third round guy. I would not bitch though if we got him in the second round.
I could see it. I think he has a good chance to go in the second. Honestly, if he doesn't go in the second, I don't think he lasts till 80 in the third.
Who is? Sorry, who are we talking about?
Malachi Corley.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Western Kentucky. And you could say, well, Western Kentucky, they don't always play the greatest competition. But you can go and you can watch him last year versus Auburn, and you can watch him this year versus Ohio State. He played damn well in both of those games. So it wasn't
also, you could say the same thing about UC, and they got Travis Kelce and Sauce Gardner. So
where did Jerry Rice? Look at Jerry Rice, where he came out of. What was it? Southern
USC.
No, Jerry Rice Senior, where he came out of. He came out of, I forget what it was called. So I'm tired of seeing the whole small school thing.
You're tired of it, Greg.
Tired of it.
And leading right into the next guy here, Ricky Pearsall.
What year was?
No, I'm high on Pearsall.
Drafted.
What's that?
That was a while back.
What's that?
Jerry Rice. You said, what year was that?
84.
Greg's like a fucking calendar. He's got a calendar inside of his head. Greg, really
Funny
good.
Thing is, we pissed off Bill Walsh by refusing to trade with him because Bill Walsh originally wanted Eddie Brown, and we thought we beat him to the punch by taking him, and he got Jerry Rice, and I guess the joke was on us, right? I mean, Eddie Brown was a great receiver, but
Johnny Mold says Jerry Rice is a little older, but be a good fit. I'm fucking around. It's the comment before that was.
No. To Ricky Pearsall, I may have just seen a better catch than Odell Beckham made in my life. Oh my God.
Oh, you're talking about that one that T made at the end zone last year. That's the better one.
Did you not see Ricky Pearsall's catch this?
No, that's what I meant. Ricky Pearsall. That's what I'm referring to. Was Pearsall.
Unbelievable. That one catch.
That was. I'm like, son of a bitch.
That turned you on, didn't it?
Fuck yeah, it turned me the fuck on.
Oh yeah, that's why that camera's not a little lower.
Yeah.
6'1", 189, going to be 24. I know a lot of people love him. I like his tape. I didn't love it. I don't know. There's just something. Maybe it's just I see too much Charlie Jones in him, and I want to see what we have with Charlie Jones. I know he's played more in the slot than Charlie did coming out, but reliable hands, a phenomenal route runner.
Dude.
Good ball tracking skills. He can give you some return ability. His RAS score is 9.90, so athleticism was off the charts, which was big for him because I didn't know if it would be. But
his catch radius is ridiculous.
Yeah, I like him. I don't love him. I don't know. But if he's there in the third, if he's there at pick 80, I wouldn't complain. If we took him at 49, just like Roman Wilson and Corley, I'd be like, we're doing this again, huh?
I feel like if we don't get one in the first round, those top three, then I'd rather wait till the third round or later.
Yeah,
that's the way I feel. I don't like a second round for a wide receiver.
No, I understand that, John.
That's kind of where I'm at. But I mean, if they took one, I could see it happening.
Yeah.
Next guy, Jalen Polk, Washington, 6'1", 203. You're talking about, Derek, you wanted a more versatile inside-outside guy. I think that is hit. He fits that a little better. So good acceleration, catch radius, yards after catch. He can play either one and play it pretty well. I'm a big fan. This year he had almost 1,200 yards for Washington. They had a three-headed monster. Jalen McMillan was hurt. Yep. We're going to talk about McMillan, but they had Rome as well. Everybody got to eat in that offense. Another guy I could see going in the second round, but if he slides and he's there at pick 80, he should fully be in the conversation at pick 80, I think. Nothing.
I like it.
Will says that
give me some
could be
giving you some what?
You're giving me some homework for this weekend.
Oh yeah, that's
before
right.
Before the draft, you know.
Don't write it down while you're driving. You have to go back and listen to the episode.
Yeah,
what you can do, because we're on all these podcast formats. Tell them where we're at, Derek. All these podcast formats we do.
Anywhere you get your podcasts.
Anywhere.
You can get Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, all that stuff. And
Pornhub.
Check me.
Pornhub. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
big on Pornhub.
That's a special I did. I lost that video a long time ago. Glad to see it resurfaced. Sad I'm not getting royalties.
While you're out there, like and subscribe to the YouTube page.
Yeah.
Bengals and Brews.
There you go.
Hit the bell for notifications.
Ding ding.
Will says word is the Raiders could be interested.
Yeah.
In Pearsall because Marvin was at Arizona State because he played at Florida this year, but he's transferred from Arizona State.
Did he catch passes from Jaden Daniels?
Yes. At Arizona State.
Might be a combo there. Some continuity. JK.
Yeah, Arizona State, man, they recruited some damn good players. A lot of them transferred, but hey, Herm Edwards, Marv, and the boys, it's good players. Devontae Walker, 6'1", 193, had an awful Senior Bowl, but you watch the tape, he's damn good. He had to set out for a while, transferring from Kent State. He looked pretty good for North Carolina, honestly. He's got a long frame. Go ahead, Greg.
T. Higgins guy, 50-50 catch guy. That if like you were talking, you're looking for a T. Higgins replacement. That's what he seemed like to me. Yeah, big contested catch, very good vertical threat. So that would be a good T. Higgins replacement. Would you?
T. Higgins, 6'4", 3 inches is a lot of space, man. To say he's the same height.
Yeah, I was going to say he's definitely a lot smaller. That's what I was going to say.
He plays like a big pounds. He does play like a big guy. But no, he impressed me, though, with his vertical threat and his 50-50 catch.
Malik Washington, we'll get to him next. 5'8", 191. So you say 5'8", that's not that big.
No.
But how many guys have we said are taller than that are 165?
Yes.
170.
Yeah.
He's 191, so he's thick. And he put up almost 1,400 yards or over 1,400 yards for Virginia after transferring from Northwestern this year. So I really like Malik Washington. Like, I've got him as like a late third round guy. Pick 97, that comp pick. If you wanted to get him and put him in the slot, he plays so much bigger than the 5'8".
Yeah.
You see it all over contested catches. Just,
Right.
He will fight through contact. His contact balance is amazing. So he gets hit, he stays on his feet.
Right.
There's some phenomenal plays with Malik Washington. If you haven't
Great.
watched him, watch it.
Yeah. Great in the backfield, too. Great in the backfield, he does, too, at times.
He was on your list, too, wasn't he, Greg?
Yes, he was 5 on my list.
I was going to say, man, we've got to be getting close to the end of the list there.
Yeah.
I think we went through everybody on my list. So, but no. I mean, I did more.
You ain't got Johnny Wilson on there, that big ass guy.
Dude, I considered him. Sorry.
I just want that big ass piece of meat out there, man, in the red zone. Come on, man, 6'6".
We all know Chop loves the man meat.
I
Chop
fucking
loves that
love
meat.
it. I love it. If you get him and Jasicki down there in the red zone, in the end zone, Joe Burrow, two guys, 6'6". Come on, it's like throwing the fucking ball to a great sequoia. Come on, man.
Yeah.
The man meat is amazing, okay?
It's very tasty. It comes with its own
Trust
gravy.
me, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I
Johnny
can't
Wilson.
do any. Hey, everybody. It's Patrick Mahomes and stuff. And I like to fuck Miss Piggy.
Hey, everybody! I was with Miss Piggy last night. Go fuck yourself and all that.
Oh.
Jalen McMillan. So the guy the Bengals met with is next. The third of the Washington trio.
Damn, this
6'1",
thing got all
197.
switched up. I need a new copy, Dale. Since
I'm going to
Santori
send
updated
it this week. I'm going to send
I
it.
didn't get it. We're not in order, man.
I was just saying, Dale, you're throwing us off here.
I'm gonna get a
Hey,
paper cut.
It's been a couple weeks, boys. I had to watch everybody again, and I had to update it. That's what I do.
Santori put out that update too, and I never got that. I
He
just
said,
got
"Let me
Dale.
upgrade you."
So this guy is probably going to play more in the slot. He had a huge season last year. Like I said, he was injured a lot this year. But there's a lot to like with McMillan. 3-year starter. He's got really good speed, quick feet, good ball tracking skills. I really think he could slide right in and fill Boyd's role. I don't think he's exactly like Tyler Boyd. He's a little thinner, probably not as muscular, but he could put that on. I like the guy, man. He has some drops here and there on tape. He needs to get better with contested catches, but when you're in the slot, you're asking guys to get open quickly and get the ball to him. So
What
I
did
like
you
him.
say his size was?
6'1", 197. So it's not bad.
Okay.
It's not like
I was going to say, I honestly, I feel like there is a height weight threshold for the Bengals. I really do, because you look at all these guys that they've met with, and a lot of these guys, there's a certain threshold that they don't like to go under.
Haha.
Crip was asking.
Oh,
Got that thing on standby.
right. Just in case.
Just in case
That's
the
what I got on-
impersonation
Here's what I got on
starts.
standby: Velveeta, shells and cheese,
Well, I got the shaving cream on standby.
and tequila.
Another guy who, honestly, man, the fact he's this far before we're talking about him kind of hurts my own feelings. I've thought about moving this guy up so many times. I just wish he got more separation, and he had some issues with drops. But Javon Baker from UCF, 6'1", 202. I really like Javon Baker. It would not be a reach at all at pick 97, especially. Like pick 80, I don't think would be a reach. But I have him as a fourth-round guy, but he's like top fourth round / third round comp pick 97 would be great. So he's got the size, the frame, catch radius, the contested catches are good. Big playability, so 21.9, almost 22 yards per catch this past season.
Jesus
22,
Christ.
22, boys.
No,
22
what
yards per catch.
Leaping ability, he plays like a running back after the catch. He does everything he can to make the catch. Good acceleration. Now,
When he catches it, though, he's got 14 drops in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
He's that hypothetical guy I was talking about, other than the soft hands.
Yeah, and he's the Tom Justin guy. He's a physical blocker.
Oh, yeah.
Really
All right, there you go.
physical, and he's going to get in there and mix it up as a blocker. He was originally an Alabama recruit, was at Alabama for 2 years, didn't see the field too much, transferred, and has produced 2 years at UCF. So I really like Javon Baker. Big fan.
Yeah.
I think somebody's going to get a really good player with him. That's how deep this class is. Like, how many players have we talked about? We're 55 minutes in,
Exactly.
and I'm like, I love this player.
You got a great chance to pick up a really good receiver in a late round in this draft.
And at pick 97 or in the 4th round, I think is like. But if you want a slot receiver, there's guys that I'll mention that we won't dive too deep into coming up. There's a couple more guys I want to get to still in this kind of upper tier, I would even say. Brendan Rice, Jerry's son, 6'2", 208. It's just inconsistent. The production's inconsistent. The separation's inconsistent. He was getting more like didn't get tons of like how he played on tape versus how he played at the Senior Bowl was just different. You know,
Right.
It's just weird. Everything about this kid is inconsistent.
How was
791 yards? Huh?
The Senior Bowl was good. He did really good at the Senior Bowl.
He was hit or miss, just like everything.
Same
It was
thing.
like, yeah.
Long arms, I'll say that.
And contested catches. It's just inconsistent. Sometimes you see him make amazing contested catches, but the overall like percentage that he makes is super low. And he's 6'2" with the long arms and the athleticism, leaping ability. It's like he should be doing more than what he's done. You know, it should be more consistent. And I think that's what drops him to me for like 4th round.
Right.
I think the traits are there, the talent's there, but it's like, can you get him to consistently produce?
If I was him, man, I would have tried to play defense, corner, safety, something. You know, when your dad is Jerry Rice, don't play that same fucking position.
But you're going to get tips on how to play it from your dad, you know.
Not enough, I guess. Although,
better yet, get tips on how to defend it. You know, what do receivers look for?
That's true. It's true.
You know, this year I want Brendan Rice to play for the Bengals in a late round pick, and because I want to see Jerry Rice put on that fucking Bengals uniform, just like everybody said about that corner that the Steelers took, Joey Porter Jr. People were saying that last year about how they wanted Joey Porter to wear that Bengals jersey.
I didn't want Joey Porter, his dad.
I don't fucking hate Jerry Rice, even though he plays for the 49ers and he beat us, but I don't hate Jerry Rice. Fuck Joey Porter. But seeing him in that Bengals jersey with the fucking Rice on the back, come on, man. I need a picture taken with that.
Jerry Rice is the GOAT, and Joey Porter Sr. is a punk bitch.
Yeah, he's a punk bitch.
Big difference.
Yeah. Maybe that's why. You know, when a player gets so good, I stop hating him.
I hope Levi Jones beats his ass again.
Yes. Yeah.
Jermaine Burton. I know a lot of people are high on this guy. There's a lot to like when it comes to talent. Athleticism, speed, deep ball tracking. There's so much to like on the field. The questions are, he's never been hugely productive. He played at Georgia for 2 years, then Alabama for 2 years.
Yeah.
He's never been hugely productive, but solid production. But it's the off-field stuff. It's even on the field.
I crossed out one name that the Bengals, no fucking way for the Bengals. I crossed out one name, and it's this guy.
It just doesn't seem like a Bengals pick.
No. This guy's a dick.
He gets penalties. He gets penalties on the field. He has a hothead reputation. There's just a lot of things you hear when you listen to these other draft media guys that talk about there's a lot of concerns with him. Because I think everybody's like, talent on field is great. Now, he punched a female student from Tennessee after a game, and you could say, well, we don't know what happened. People storming the field. I understand all that. I get it. But that's not the only thing. There's like so much other smoke and issues. And even the penalties. You don't want a guy out there costing your team 15-yard penalties, because they just can't keep their cool.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
It's not the way the Bengals draft anymore. It seems like. I mean, I'm not going to say that's 100% because you never know what they're going to do, but it just seems like they are drafting character guys. If there's that's worse than what Devontae Sweat went out and had a DUI.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's a fucking idiot. That's stupid.
Yeah.
This guy's got
you
issues
could have killed
on the
someone
field.
drinking and driving. I mean,
Man, you can get that. You can get him a fucking Uber. Make him Uber everywhere. This guy, you can't control. He's being an asshole on the field.
that's true.
Everybody storms the field, and he just punches some girl in the face.
Maybe he needs anger management. I don't know.
Hey, Dale, I'll say this. Look, I want to make this clear. I do not endorse drinking and driving or anything. I guarantee you, there's so many other players who probably have done it, and they just never gotten caught. But I'm not saying that's right at all. That's a very dangerous thing. There's a difference though between DUI and what Burton that's a big difference. I'm not saying DUI is right at all. That is you're risking hurt, not just yourself but other people. So
Greg endorses drinking and driving.
Over punching women in the face though.
But he don't mind either.
Right. He's not a big proponent of either one, but it's okay in a pinch.
I'm out of here. I'm sorry, guys. I got
Jacob Cowing, another undersized guy, 5'8", 168. But man, I love me some Jacob Cowing.
A lot of people. I've seen his name floated around a lot in the Bengals Twitter. Cowing.
Yeah, he just gets open. He would be a good slot weapon that maybe you could even get in the 5th round because of the size. So that's kind of where I have he's going to move the chains. He was a go-to guy for Arizona. Pretty decent athlete. His RAS score wasn't great, but a lot of that's because of the size, because that factors into a RAS score for anyone that didn't know that. Obviously, limited catch radius, with the size he has. But overall, I'm a big fan. Great route runner, knows how to get open. We're talking 5th round instead of Roman Wilson in the 2nd. I would rather have Jacob Cowing in the 5th. That's just my personal opinion.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that if we don't get Brian Thomas Jr., someone like that in the 1st round, and out of the first 3, Marvin Harrison Jr., Malik Neighbors, or Brian Thomas Jr., I'm willing to just wait a couple rounds and then go because of Greg's boy Yosivach and Charlie Jones.
Hey, Dale, can we talk about the McCaffrey family? Let's head on to another McCaffrey guy.
Yeah, we kind of talked about Johnny Wilson, so I'll skip that one, and I'm gonna skip Jamari Thrash. I just don't love him from Louisville.
Yeah.
So if we skip those couple, then we're to Luke McCaffrey, 6'2", 198. Originally a quarterback, transferred to Rice. See, full circle moment. Rice is back. Yep. Rice around. Yep. Rice to school.
Rice to Roney.
Obviously knows how to play football. It's Christian's brother, Ed, the dad.
Keep talking about him. I'll be right back.
Okay.
He says to bring up a guy and then leaves.
He's getting the mayonnaise to rub on his face.
So he's got high football IQ. Former quarterback. Knows that helps. You know what's going on. You know what's expected as a receiver. He picked up the position fairly well the last couple of years. Got pretty good arms, good body control, good route runner. Raz was 9.42. I didn't expect him to be that athletic, so that's nice. But he doesn't play that fast. He tested better than what the speed on the field is. A little bit of a thin frame. I know he's 198. He's not 160, but he's 6'2", so not the biggest guy. He's just not super explosive on tape. I don't think he's got the best long speed. And he doesn't he's returned a little bit, but he doesn't have much special teams experience. And I think when you start talking 5th, 6th round guys, you want somebody that can be a returner or, be on your units as a gunner or something like that when you've got receivers and corners that you're drafted.
So, Dale, this is my take on McCaffrey here.
Yep.
He is a bad bull.
Mayonnaise.
He is a freaking bad bull. I put ketchup right here to make myself look more intimidating. He is
No, you forget you don't have your ring light, Greg. I don't even know what the hell.
Looks like you got a bloody nose.
Yeah, no, he is a pit bull. He fights through everything, goddammit. I mean, that's what caught my attention with him. Yeah, the ketchup. Okay, ketchup maybe not mixed well together. This is horrible.
I don't.
For the podcast listeners,
hey, there it is.
Got mayonnaise all over his face. And some
we
ketchup.
went over the 1 hour mark. Anytime we go over the 1 hour mark,
off the rails
breaks loose.
Yeah, dude. Okay, I got cherry cream ketchup in my mouth, and it's not a good.
It's not a good combination.
Ketchup. This man just went and put shaving cream and ketchup on his face to talk about Luke McCaffrey.
He went all Will Levis on our ass.
It's throwing up. You hear? He's throwing up.
On that note, guys, I gotta go get my kids.
All right, see you, buddy.
On that note,
See you guys.
see ya.
I would mute it, but it's kind of
No, it's
entertaining.
hilarious. We should just take a moment and listen.
It's not a good idea. Oh,
Shaving
Lord.
cream and ketchup in your mouth was not a good idea.
Yeah. But anyway, he fights like a pit bull. I got to plan this out better.
Yeah.
You need to get some edible shaving cream.
Yeah, no, whipped cream.
Whipped
next
cream.
time.
There you go.
Whipped cream and ketchup. We'll do
Cool
that
Whip.
next time.
Ready
Cool
whip.
Whip.
You can just do
But no,
shit on your
literally,
face
McCaffrey's
over
like a
here.
pit bull and stuff. That's why I was a big fan of McCaffrey. So I figured I had a little pit bull look on my face, and I'm like, man, I got to get
That's
something
what I
looks
thought
red.
when I saw you. I thought, man, Greg looks like a pit bull.
No, I got to get something red on me. I'm like, oh, ketchup. Here we go. I'm like, and I ketchup and the shaving cream got caught in my mouth, and I'm like, not a good combo. Ugh.
I want to mention a few more slot options. I'm not really going to go through everything about them. I mean, you can check out the draft guide. They're in there. Taj Washington from USC, Aeneas Smith from Texas A&M, Jaquan Jackson from Tulane, Anthony Gould from Oregon State. So that's kind of the next grouping, and they're kind of all right there. You could get all of them on day 3, probably 5th round or later. 5th, 6th round, you could get those guys, and I think
Tell me about
they're all kind of
Smith.
smaller. But
Tell me about Aeneas Smith a little bit because I highlighted him. I wanted to get your opinion on him.
so everything I read is that coaches love him. He's a dog as a blocker. He'll do anything they say. He's only 5'9", but he's 190. So, and he's also been a really good punt returner. I think he's had a couple punt return touchdowns in his career. So he gives you some value on special teams, but he's had a lot of injury concerns. He is pretty shifty. Not very big, not the longest arms, not the biggest catch radius. Had some issues, drop passes, and then ball security on special teams. 6-month punts. So it's like, yeah, I can run one back or I can fumble the ball.
That's
NFL teams aren't going to love that.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, he's a former running back, so he's a pit bull.
Yeah,
Pitbull. Pitbull. Get the shaving cream, Greg.
He's a pit bull. Put it
Get
all
shaving
on
cream.
again, Greg. For
Do it again.
Aeneas Smith.
This time use some strawberry milk.
Strawberry ice? Okay.
Some strawberry. Yeah, put strawberry ice on your lips.
Yeah.
Just come on your face and then put strawberry on there.
Yeah.
All right, we got to have a poll. What should Greg put on his face next time?
Right. Hey, what about Ryan? So the other one that I had marked was you got him in the 7th round is Ryan Flournoy.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about him till I think he was at the Senior Bowl and he had a pretty good week. And it's like, okay, so I watched a little of him and I'm like, okay, I can see some flashes, but he's definitely a project, and it's hard to take a project when they're turning 25 years old. So he's from Southeast Missouri State. I know you're all familiar with that school.
Right, yeah. It's the same one that they filmed The Waterboy, right?
Yeah. No, that's Louisiana State, Southeast Louisiana State.
But, big 6'1", 202, so big body, good catch radius. He's not bad. And then he didn't play this athletic, but his RAS was 9.88 at the combine. And it's like, okay, there's something with this guy, that maybe he can make a roster. Maybe he sets for a year on the practice squad, but there's something there for a guy from a small school.
Right.
Okay,
so
don't expect much.
I do have one question for you. Out of rounds 5, 6, and 7 that you got players drafted in, who has the greatest possibility to be Puka Nacua? This year's Puka Nacua drafted in a late round like that, 5, 6, or 7.
Of my rankings, I almost feel like cheating and saying Jacob Cowing or Johnny Wilson, because we talked quite a bit about him, but I'll go off the radar. And since Greg did the whole show, I'll go with Luke McCaffrey.
Okay. I would love to get Luke McCaffrey. I feel like that guy, I know we stopped talking about him, but I was just going to say, this guy's only been a receiver for 2 years, and he did good in those 2 years. I know it's for a smaller school, but I got a good feeling about it. He's got a good football family. You know what I mean? It's like built in them. So I mean, I guess we were just talking about the same thing with the Rice family, how the fucking apple did fall far from the tree. But I got a good feeling about Luke McCaffrey. I'd like to see him if we pick him up round 5 or later.
Greg's dying down there, by the way.
I know.
Struggling.
Dude, it has to be worse than the tuna fish and the freaking Jack Daniels that dude drank.
Well, there's one way to find out, Greg, what was worse.
That's right, Greg.
By you drinking that combo, the Lot Lizard drink live on the show.
You know what? I'll do it.
Oh, my God. So it's Jack Daniels and it's
tuna juice.
Tuna juice. Water, not the oil, not the tuna packed in oil. That'd be even worse. But the tuna packed in water, you take that water with Jack Daniels and you make it.
Well, let's call it the lizard oil then. I'll do it.
It's called a Lot Lizard. It's
right.
Already,
let's
do it. That's the name of it. So
I'll do it
because it smells like her pussy.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
You're just gonna do it on the show one day.
One day I will.
Friday.
If they make a big surprising trade, I will drink it on the show Friday.
Well, wait a minute. Just take it to the chat, man. Friday could be either dance or Lot Lizard shot for Greg.
Why don't it just be someone Greg's excited about? You can talk about the player that we drafted that you're most excited about, like it was Yoshi last year, and then you can just do this after.
All right, we'll figure out something, but yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe this man disagreed to that, Chop. He'll probably like it. He'll probably like it.
He probably will. It'll be his Friday drink. He'll be sipping on it like bourbon.
No,
sipping,
man, I get Christmas
cigar, sipping on a Lot Lizard.
No, I almost got kicked out of a Frisch's one time. These two buddies I was with because I would eat cottage cheese and egg shavings, hard-boiled egg shavings. They thought I was sick for mixing that together.
What the fuck is hard-boiled egg shavings?
They cut the eggs. They like cut the eggs in little pieces, and you can eat them. Put them on a salad. I'd mix them in with cottage cheese.
So I want to answer Stranger here before Greg gets back to more disgusting things that he's talking about. What position do you have, Johnny? I kept him at receiver, but I literally have in my notes like, could he move to tight end? ? Just because I think he could be Darren Waller at tight end. But I 100% expect the way he tested and the way he runs routes and his footwork off the line that he's going to get a chance to play receiver. And I heard this, I can't think of the show, the Stock Exchange draft guys, who are awesome, by the way. Tampa Bay Trey, and I can't remember the other guy. They used to be on with Matt Miller. But anyways, those guys were saying Plexico Burress. Maybe he could be Plexico Burress.
Was Plexico? Was he
6'6"? I didn't realize that.
Wow.
I thought he was like 6'3", 6'4".
Huh.
So, yeah, they're literally like the same size, 6'6", 231. They didn't even know. They were doing the show, and they looked up Burris's exact weight and stuff.
Wow.
It was exactly the same as Johnny Wilson. So you're hoping like that is the Johnny Wilson can be even, part of that because Plexico was a damn good player. But you see these big guys, and they don't usually work out at receiver. So
also,
you tried him at receiver. You try Johnny Wilson at receiver, and if it's not working out, I say you put 10 pounds on him and you put him at tight end. And the thing is, he's still not going to be a blocking tight end. He's going to be like Darren Waller. He's going to be a receiving tight end.
Where's he ranked on your receivers number?
I mean, he's a 5th round guy. I don't know the exact. I mean, he's probably closer to 25. There's top 20, like all the top 20 guys are.
Robert was talking about taking him in the 3rd round, but I like the guy, but
if someone did, it wouldn't shock me. I mean,
because of the size.
Yeah, because of the size and athleticism, it's just rare. You just don't see it. But I have concerns. Like he drops so many passes that scares me, and then also just constantly getting separation.
Hey, as long as he's saying this, stranger. If we get him and you do those jumping jacks, you have to record that shit and send it to us. We play it live here on Bengals.
You can put a mask on or
live
something.
Doing jumping jacks.
You can put a mask on if you want to. Not sure.
No, you can't, Greg. What the fuck? You're not good. That's why you don't sell cars, motherfucker. I made a deal and you're trying to go back on it already. You're selling it light. No mask, stranger.
You could just be naked.
Yeah.
No mask, no pants.
Yeah. Yeah, Marshmallow Fluff,
fourth round. I think like that's meeting in the middle from what Robert said and what Stranger said.
Yeah,
fourth round pick 150. I personally wouldn't love it, but it would be an intriguing pick. It would be exciting because it'd be like, how do you plan to use this guy? Like, I don't think it would be crazy, but I wouldn't love it.
I think personally, I'd rather have you got Luke McCaffrey also 5th round, and I'd rather have him over Johnny Wilson. Although I'd love Johnny Wilson. I love that big piece of meat.
I was gonna say you need your big meat.
I love the big meat, man.
Well, speaking of big, did you see Orlando Brown today? They were talking nicknames for him and Trent Brown, and he said Brown County is what they're going with. I think
Brown County.
Brown County.
Well, shit, that's right down on the east side.
Yeah.
He didn't say the Browntons?
No, I was waiting to hear it, but no, he said Brown County. Orlando, if you're watching this, we need you back on the show. We can discuss this.
Yeah, Brownton's was really good.
No mask, no pants, and finish off with a lot lizard. There you go. That's it. Sell it. Now, Chris knows how to sell cars, Greg. He's making the deal.
Yeah.
That's true.
We let the people in the chat make their own deals. And so that's it, stranger. Chris Crowley's made
the deal for you.
If we get Johnny Wilson, you got to be butt-ass naked. You got to dance. And then you have to do a fucking a lot lizard.
GB says it's gay.
Happy.
Yeah. No,
gay means
Greg's happy.
Greg is happy. He's gay as fuck. Look at him. He's about to eat
Look
some
how
ass.
fucking gay he is. Look
Dude,
at him,
marshmallow fluff, Greg, for the whiteness next time. Yeah, but not with ketchup.
Yeah,
you know what I never had. You know what I never had in my godforsaken life? I never had cheese spray.
Well, yeah, get cheese spray, Greg. Put cheese spray on your face.
I'll try
Easy
that.
cheese. It'll take a minute though, because it squirts out real slow.
Oh, okay, maybe I'll try that.
Get the bacon one.
All right.
He's gonna have a practice run this weekend in his house. Yeah. Just all these different things.
Yeah. Just put. Don't they make a jalapeno flavor? I heard that might be interesting.
Maybe. It'll be going through Kroger with fucking cart full of easy cheese just for practice.
No, wait, in honor of our sponsors, how about if I do Midwest barbecue sauce mixed it with the fry sauce from 50 West? Maybe I'll do something like that.
There you
Whatever
go.
you want to do, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Hey, anything for the show.
Yeah.
So apparently, Stranger already had a picture on Strawberry Ice. Chris remembers it because he has a big beard.
Mm-hmm. That's what I want to see. I want to see him doing his little dance.
He wants to see you again. He liked what he saw, and he wants to see it again.
Yeah.
And I'll just go ahead and post this a second time.
Right.
Because that is.
Right.
See a little bit. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. We will be back on. Well, these guys will be back on Friday. Got my daughter's prom. I will not be here Friday. These guys are going to hold down the fort along with
fucking
Derek,
priorities are fucked up, Dale.
Yeah.
Taking care of your kids before the show. Come on.
But me not being here Friday, special bonus episode Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Parker Blake and I will do a full 2-round mock draft for every team.
I'm also saying on Friday, there's a good chance we might throw out the link if anybody wants to hop on for a few minutes.
There you go.
And we haven't done that in a while, so
get your cameras ready.
Yes, that's right.
And Stranger, get your beard ready. And there you go.
And everybody get your beer. Get your beer ready.
Yeah, and get your beer. Obviously, get your beer. Appreciate you all for tuning in. You all are awesome.
Yes, you are.